Hey gang, Fitz Illuminate Landscape Designs. It's Friday. We don't have any jobs today. So doing some work up here in the upper room. Let me show you what I got going on. All right guys, got my TV here. We got our bracket in here. When we bought this house, all these cables were sticking out of the wall. So the problem we have is that we can't connect any of these RCA cables to the TV because the ports are clear over here. So you can see this fine quality Florida workmanship here. So what I'm going to do is end up cutting a hole somewhere down in here in the drywall, and then I'll move this cable over and hopefully it'll all reach. Okay, because I can't get back inside the wall to run these cables. All right guys, so if you've ever cut drywall, you know that can kind of be a pain in the butt. So wanted to show you this cool find on Amazon. So check this out. This little doodad is going to go right on the end of my multi-tool, and it's going to vibrate, and it's going to cut a perfect hole right here in this wall. Okay guys, got her screwed onto my multi-tool here. I'll give you a listen here. Okay. So that's what we're going to use to go through this wall here. We're going to punch a nice little hole in here. Okay guys, I ended up switching this around the other way. I think this will film better. So all I'm going to do is line this guy up on here. I've got this level, and here we go. Okay guys, I'm going to up the speed a little bit here, and we'll finish this off. Okay, just like that. There's our piece. The cool thing about this is we'll use this piece up top to seal that other hole. Okay guys, the reason you want to use a tool like this is if I had a saw and I stuck a saw, even though this isn't a saw, if I stuck this in the wall and was cutting down through here, it would be super easy to cut one of my cables over here, or even a line voltage cable that might be going across that wall. So that's the benefit of using this tool. As soon as it pops through that drywall, you can stop. Okay, the next question is, how are we going to get these cables from here down to this box? If you guys look here, you can see this is full of insulation, so it's oftentimes hard to pull a wire that way. So what we're going to use is this little guy. This is a wire puller. Sometimes they're referred to as a magnet pull. Let me show you how it works. Okay gang, so what happens is we put this inside the wall, we use this tool to grab it, and then hopefully you guys can see this. We pull this down in, and that allows us to get this down the wall. What we'll end up doing is we'll put a cable on the end of this. We'll pull that cable through down to the bottom hole, and then we'll attach some electrical tape to these wires and pull those back through. Okay gang, so I got my wire installed, and I'm just gonna pull this guy over. This is keeping me snug against that insulation. And right now, I'm gonna come a little bit further, right about there. I'm above my hole. So what I'm gonna do now is I'll remove this plate, and then that'll allow me to drag this down to that hole. Okay guys, I'm going to pull this over just a bit, and now I'm going to start working this down the wall. And you'll see when we get close. There it is. Okay. So that is how we get our wire across. So now I have this end here. I'm going to tape those wires to it. I'll pull that through. The reason we need this little guy here is because this will drag this magnet between the drywall and the insulation. Otherwise your wire gets stuck in that insulation. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tape these wires. There we go, onto my main wire. And now this way, I tied a loop in there, so hopefully these ends don't get jacked up in the drywall on the way down. So I'll probably put one more up here, just so that's nice and tight. Okay guys, I've got everything bundled up. I'm gonna start pulling this down through here. I'll probably shove that in that way maybe. And then we'll start pulling this down. There we go. Okay, here we go. There she comes. And there we go, guys. Got all those cables pulled through. Nothing up here anymore. I'll show you how we're going to repair this in a few. All right, I know what you guys are thinking. Wow, that's great. You got this big ugly hole in your drywall. So let me show you how we're going to finish that off. This is called the low voltage bracket. So it's going to pop into the drywall. It's got these two little tabs back here, and these are going to flip up like so, and this one's going to flip down. So when I tighten these screws, it's going to suck it up against the drywall. Watch this. Okay, so I got my cables. I'm going to put them in here like such. This is going to go down here. That is going to snap it inside there like so. And now grab my drill, push this in, and oopsie, we'll turn that tab down. There we go. There we go. And then the final piece will be this nice little feather cover. That's going to go in there, and that'll seal off that hole. Okay guys, this bracket has two pieces. We're going to screw this first one onto the wall. Oops. This wouldn't happen if we weren't doing a video, but there we go. I'm going to put our other one. Come on. Right there. Okay. And now our cover is going to come in here. Snap on like so, and we'll tighten this screw and the other screw. There it is. Okay, and there we have it, guys. Nice clean installation, and we got enough cable now to make it over to the side of the TV where our ports are. I'll show you how we're going to fix this up here, in just a few. All right, guys, you can see this, what's left of this box is all broken up. So we're gonna grab a pry bar. We'll pry this off because it's nailed to there. There's a stud right here that it's nailed to. So we'll pry that off, and then I'm gonna use this piece here that I cut out to go back in there, and that will actually fill that hole up. Okay, guys, we got this piece knocked out. So I'll show you what we're gonna do next. Okay, guys, you can see I got a piece of 1x2 here. So I'm just gonna put that back behind there, kind of get an estimate as to where it's at, and then I'm just gonna pop a screw in here. Hopefully. Okay. And then we'll do one more up here on the top half. Dimple that just a bit so we can mud over it. There we go. Okay, so now I got something to screw my board to. Okay, so now that little piece will go in there like that. And I know what you're thinking. Man, what about that gaping hole? I'll show you how we'll fix that here in a minute, but let's get this screwed on. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's good. Okay, guys, we're gonna put some of this mesh tape on here. About like that. Do another piece over here. Like so. One around here. Oops, there we go. Doesn't have to be perfect at this point because the mud's gonna take care of it when we do that piece. There we go. Okay, so we got that pretty much sealed off. All right, gang, and now we're just gonna come back and fill this in with a little bit of mud. Try not to get it everywhere like on your TV. Go down. This mud is really watery, so okay, so we'll probably let that set up just a minute. I'll put some more tape on there and then we'll give it another coat and then we'll come back and sand it and go from there. Okay, guys, this is coming together nicely. I'm just gonna put a little bit more mud on this. Or drywall putty, as it's better known as. And then we're also gonna fill all these holes in the wall. Not the ones for my TV mount, but. And then this just might require some sanding down the road. We're gonna put this on a little thicker in here so we can sand it back down. A little bit more up on that top area. Okay. So we'll let that dry. We'll come back tomorrow, sand it a little bit, give it another coat, sand that again, and then we'll come back and do a little orange peel texture on it. Get this whole wall painted, get the TV back together, and we should be good.